Welcome to another episode of the Quip Corners Book Corner. My guest bio is right after this. So please join us in the Quip Corners Book Corner. Welcome to the Quip Corners Book Corner, Ms. Jill.
I'm thrilled to be here. It's an honor and such a privilege, all the things that people say, but it really is an honor to be asked to speak about what you're doing, what you feel like God's called you to do. So I appreciate it. It's a wonderful opportunity for me.
You're welcome, ma'am. We're here to talk about your book. So I'd like to know why you wrote the book in the first instance.
I have always loved to write and been very creative in my thoughts. My imagination runs away with me a lot of times. But as I was growing up, that was something that would happen. But what I have found, I am a retired school teacher and I homeschooled my children. And so what children read is so important. And I really wanted to contribute to that with the books, and I have several that I'm hoping to write, Lord willing, but I wanted to have some books that were similar in scope to what I read when I was growing up, where the children had adventures. They were maybe a little mischievous, but they always had a good heart in it. And the books that I read as I was growing up did not have a lot of bullying in them, or they didn't really address a lot of those things. It was friendship books.
Yes.
And so that was my hope, was to create some books that just showed children in healthy relationships with each other and having adventures.
Nice. As you talk about the books you grew up reading, I remember reading things like The Famous Five, The Secret Seven, those series growing up. And to your point, yes, it was real rich and enriching friendships. There was no backbiting, no nastiness. I mean, yes, we know nastiness is part of the world, but we don't need to teach the children straight up.
Right. And they will experience that, and there are a lot of books that address that and address it in a way that's appropriate. And I just really had a strong feeling and a strong desire to tell a story. I also ran a small private school for 6 years, and it was with children that struggled in a traditional school setting. And those children longed for friendships. And I really got to see these kids in my school bonded with each other, and they were and they enjoyed each other's company because they were so hungry for those friendships. So that was another reason for the story, to just show that you can have a really good friendship, and that those friends can be with you in adventures and things that you do, and you share those experiences. So anyway, they are a pattern for some of my characters in the book as well, in the series.
Nice. Okay. All right. So you've given us some hints about what's in the book. Yeah. So I'll just ask you straight up, can you read something from the book to us, please?
Sure. I've got two books. I've got the covers are very similar, but I have two books. And The Bomb Squad, I'll read you the beginning of that one, because this is the beginning of the adventure, and this is where they get their name, the Bomb Squad. So I'm going to read to you that out of the first book. Run. I crash into my friends who stand behind me. The tiniest spark I ever saw had flown out of a lighter I found earlier near a trash can, landing on the fuse of one of the town's official 4th of July fireworks.
No.
I spin around to get away and knock the lit rocket over. It shoots down the line of preset fireworks and catches on a metal frame that holds up smaller rockets. This causes it to spin and fly off. We dive down to the gravel as the explosion sends showers of sparks all around us. I told you to leave that lighter alone. Tim stands to look back at the mayhem. We stand with him as more rockets sizzle off into the sky. And so that's the beginning. And the boys earn the nickname, the Bomb Squad, from the community. And so
Yeah,
in the beginning, their parents are mortified that this has happened.
sure.
And they are sad themselves because they don't want to be in trouble, but they just
Mhm.
kind of manage to find it a lot. And then they decide, even though they're not going to tell anybody, they do like the nickname the Bomb Squad, because
Okay.
what would be cooler than being called the Bomb Squad? So
Yeah.
they are then wanting to solve the mystery of a neighbor that comes in, and they end up helping the neighbor and finding out what it means to be loyal and to be a true neighbor to people
Mm-hmm.
around them. So there is a deeper story that goes on, but the boys are mischievous and they do get into a little bit of trouble. But it's a family friendly book
Mm-hmm.
and has some really good messages in it. But it is not a preachy story. And I've gotten great reviews from it, and children do enjoy it. They enjoy the adventure of the story. In book 2, it's called Off the Grid, and the boys go camping. And so then they have a camping adventure. So I have the 2 books, The Bomb Squad and then Off the Grid.
Thank you. So you talk about the messages from the book. What are, I don't know, say 2 to 3 things you'd like the readers of these books to take away from reading them?
Part of it is a huge part is just the boys being friends and being loyal to each other. In the beginning, they stick together, even though not all of them caused the problem. They kind of stick together with each other and back each other up. And they do not lie, but they stick together. They just all are good friends. And then as the book goes on, and then even toward the end, their loyalty to each other becomes important for safety, because the main character and the neighbor that they've been spying on are almost getting ready to be kidnapped. They're
Mm,
in a very dangerous situation. So the main character, Brian, has to depend on his friends that are not with him to save him or to help him to get help or whatever. And
mm,
so in the middle of all of that, he takes courage that the bomb squad sticks together. He knows his friends are going to be out there looking out for him,
yeah,
and they do. And so
alone.
friendship,
Mhm,
and then also helping their neighbor becomes a huge part of the story, because
mhm,
they're suspicious of him and they spy on him and all of those kinds of things. They're a little bit sneaky, but then in the end they want to help him. they
mm,
they are liking him. They think he's a
nice.
bad guy, but then they start realizing that he needs their help, and
Uh-huh,
they do. So
nice. Okay, thank you. So a couple people, who don't already know you, who'll be watching this will wonder, how can I get that book? It sounds like something that my children or grandchildren should read over the summer. So how can people get copies of your books?
that it is available on Amazon and other online stores. It's not in stores like Walmart or
Mm-hmm.
Target or things like that, but you can go online and get it at other bookstores as well. Amazon is probably the best price if you're
Okay.
thinking about that, and those are the main places that you could pick it up.
Okay. Thank you. I like to say, my books are available wherever good books are sold. So we'll keep it at that.
That's a good
Okay.
way to put it. I need to remember that. That's what I need to say.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, thank you again for joining me in the Quick Corners Book Corner, Ms Jill. It's sounds pretty interesting, these
It's
books.
it is an exciting read for children. The age range is about 9 to 12. That
Mhm.
first middle grade readers, and that those are the fans that I have that are
Okay.
really picking up on the story and really enjoy it. So
Nice, nice. That's helpful. Okay, that's good to know. Okay, well, thank you. And Thank you again for joining me in the Quip Corners Book Corner.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been an honor to speak with you. And it's always fun to talk about my boys. I love talking about them.
You're welcome. It's encouraging when someone wants to almost reproduce or replicate the kinds of books they grew up reading. I wonder if some of you are like me who read things like, books from the Enid Blyton series or, Secret Seven, Famous Five, Nancy Drew, Pace Setters. Pace Setters was a really good one. I enjoyed those when I was in high school. Well, here are some more books that would be good for your preteens and your tweens and your teens. Who knows? Some 13-year-olds may also enjoy it. Well, until the next episode, please share your comments and catch you again soon. God bless you. Bye now.